What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Raise Hell Zell back again with another video for y'all. And in this video, I'm gonna go over the game, that we had a week ago, the NFC Championship game between the Commanders and the Eagles. I didn't get a chance to really formally go over this video this week. Had a really busy week, so this will be my first video after the game that I'm uploading. We're gonna go over some things that went on in that game, of course, and also just go over the season in totality. Just to just look back now that the season is done. Look back and see some of our best moments, and look outward to see what we can improve on going into the next season. So, without further ado, let's hop right into it. First and foremost, I would like to, first of all, say congratulations to the Eagles. They proved Sunday exactly why they are the best team, not only in the division, but in the conference and possibly in the whole NFL. But we gotta wait and see what happens when they play the Chiefs. But with that being said, again, shouts out to y'all. Y'all handle business, belt to ass, whatever y'all want to call it. 55 points is 55 points. Ain't nothing much we could say to defend ourselves against that. But yeah, man, let's get into this game. The first thing I want to start off with regards to the game is JD5 came to play. JD5, a rookie quarterback, NFC Championship, came to play, man. And it's kind of unfortunate how everything played out with the 3 fumbles and the run defense. I mean, we knew what the defense was coming into the game. Of course, we knew exactly what we had in store, and so I'm not surprised at all by how our defense pretty much played. I knew that it was going to be a high scoring game, and I knew we was going to need to put up points to have a chance, and I knew we was going to have to play near perfect, given how much talent that the Eagles have on both sides of the ball. With that being said, again, JD5 came to play. We had so many opportunities in this game to really stick around and give ourselves a chance late. But those 3 fumbles that happened in this game couldn't have come at the most worst time that they came. The first fumble, De'Ami Brown. Okay, so before we even get into that, let's just talk about the first drive. The first drive, we did exactly what we needed to do. A long-winded drive, 8 minutes. The only thing that I would have wanted more was 7. I'm not mad at the 3 points. We already checked one of the boxes, was to keep their offense off the field, make this defense have to defend us for long periods at a time. And that's what we did with the 8-minute drive. So I know a lot of people are upset about us, taking a field goal there and not going for the 7, even though that we've converted like 3/4 downs that drive. A lot of y'all feel like we should have just kept going. But at the same time, I understood what DQ was doing. He had already mentioned before that once we get into a spot where they were confident in Zane Gonzalez's ability to make a comfortable field goal, that's when they was going to take the field goal. And I'm not mad at it. It's a long game. First quarter, you already took 8 minutes off the field, off the scoreboard, and you got 3. I'm not mad at that at all. I'm really not. But as the game goes on, because the reason why I'm not mad is because I knew we were going to have opportunities later in the game to really go with that. It was too early for us to keep taking them chances, in my opinion. Just take the points. We have so many more opportunities going forward where we can go on 4th down. So I wasn't mad. Now, obviously, first offensive play for the Eagles, they take it to the house with Saquon Barkley. And this is why I'm so disappointed in this team, because yes, our run defense wasn't bad, but the effort and the just like they wasn't ready to play. Dante Fowler on the line spinning like he didn't have any gap integrity at all. He sees Saquon go wide. They pitch him to him wide, and he just spins trying to do too much, and he runs into Bobby Wagner. Bobby Wagner falls. Saquon has a humongous hole to run through, and then to make matters worse, our DBs just take terrible angles and they can't tackle. Chin, bad tackle, man. Sanders still took a terrible angle. It was just all over the place, man. That one play. But with that being said, we get the ball back, and we're starting to make noise. We have a couple of throws, that and then we hit Diami. We hit Diami, and I'm not even mad at him trying to get extra yards. I'm not mad at him trying to get extra yards and following his blockers down the field, trying to get as many yards. What I'm mad at is that why, and I know the coaches preached protect the ball. I know that this coaching staff has preached that more than once. We've talked about it throughout the season to protect the ball, and this isn't his first time fumbling against the Eagles. So I know that this was talked about, and I know in my mind, I know this was talked about, and I know Diami knew that. But in my head, like, bro, you gotta protect the ball. I'm not mad at you trying to get extra yards. I'm really not. It's football. Get as many yards as you can, but you can control yourself when you protect the ball. You can control if you fumble or not. You know what I'm saying? Just protect the rock. And Zach Bond made a tremendous play. And when I looked at it, it looked like Zach Bond hit it out, but Cooper DeJean might have actually knocked it out too. They both just like that's what you gotta say about it. You gotta admit to the Eagles, like they came to play. They was like, look, we better than y'all, we gonna show it. And they showed that shit. They completely showed it. But he knocked it out. So they get the ball of the short field. Saquon runs it in again. So now we down 14-3. With that being said, we still put together a touchdown drive. We still put together a touchdown drive to make it 12-14. We go for it on 2. We don't get it. But it's a ball game. It's a ball game at that point. They get the ball back. I think they score again to make it 21-12. And then we kick the ball off. And then they kick the ball off to us with about, I think, a minute 30 going on to that. If I'm not mistaken, it was like a minute 30 or 40 seconds. And Jeremy McNichols fumbles the ball. He runs into, I can't remember who he ran into, but he runs into him. Just not, the awareness wasn't there. I don't know if it was jitters. I don't know what it was. But he fumbled, and another, like I said, those 3 fumbles came at the worst time. You fumbling right before the half, a minute after they just scored on a kickoff. So obviously we don't recover fumbles. So they get the ball back, they score again. I think they make it 28-12 at that point. And then, if I'm not mistaken, they make it 28-12. If I'm not mistaken, and then we get the ball back. It's about a few seconds left. JD drives us all the way down the field. We get a field goal to put it right before the half. This I understand. We got blown out. The score was 23-55. The score late was not close at all, but watching the game, I would be lying to you if I didn't think the game was close. Watching it, just watching the game, it was close at one point. After the halftime, we were down. It was about, I can't remember the score exactly. I know we was down 2 scores. and we were driving, man. We was about to make it one score. Cause honestly, all day they couldn't stop us from driving, having them long-winded drives all day. The only thing that stopped us was them turnovers, and they gave them short fields every single time. But the pivotal point for me that kind of like put the game on ice, even though we still kind of technically had a chance, was the Eckler fumble. The Eckler fumble really put it on, like, damn, this just isn't our day. And again, we go back to the same thing with De'Ami Brown fumble, just not protecting the rock. You go down there, okay. I heard a lot of people talking about just go down. But I'm not really mad at him getting back up, trying to get more yards. What I'm mad at is you can get up and get more yards and still protect the ball. Like, that's not, like, two things can be true. Like, you can get up if you feel like you wasn't down and try to get extra yards and protect the ball. Like, that's something that you can control. You don't have to have that ball knocked out. Obviously, you don't know where the defender is when you get up off the ground, but you can get up and protect it. So, again, I'm not mad at him trying to get extra yards. I'm mad at him or disappointed, should I say. I'm disappointed in Eckler because I know he can protect the ball better than that. And he just, the way he was holding it, he didn't protect it. He didn't value the rock at that moment. So that's what put it really out of reach. But before that, the pivotal play. It was one pivotal play that was almost the most important play that put the game out of reach. In my mind, was the Jalen Hurts threw a beautiful ball. He threw a beautiful ball down the field to A.J. Brown, wherein A.J. Brown beat Marshawn Lattimore. Now, when I look back at that tape, it was a picture I seen. A.J. Brown actually grabbed his face mask at the beginning of that route. That's why Marshawn Lattimore was so behind him. But we can go back and blame the refs and look in hindsight. We can do all that, but they're not going to catch every call, man. I'm pretty sure there was calls missed on our end too that the refs didn't see that we committed. But with that being said, some of these calls were egregious. I have to say that they were egregious. But again, I'm not blaming. We lost by 30 something points. We lost by 32 points. We didn't lose because of the refs. Let's not say that. And let me also throw this out there though too. Frankie Louvu was held. He was held on that play, man. If we got that stop, and I think at that point we were down 1 score. If we got that stop, we could have got the ball back and either tied it up or took the lead. But they ended up going down and scoring a touchdown. So, like I said, when we needed to make plays, we were so close to making them. It's like in basketball, kind of, when you down, it's like point swings. Let's say you down 2, you go down, you miss an easy layup. The other team gets the ball back on a fast break. They hit a wide open 3. Now you down 5. You know what I'm saying? You could have been tied it up, but now you down 5. That's like a 5-point swing. You know what I'm saying? It could have been tied up at one point, but in a split seconds, you down 5. So that's how this game felt, man. The fumbles came at the most inopportune time. We made mistakes on defense with the crazy penalties and the missed calls from the refs. I'm gonna have to throw that out there because I did that. Frankie Louvu was egregious. That hold on Frankie Louvu when he was right there and Jalen Hurts was egregious. I gotta say it, but it just came at the worst time. I mean, with that being said, like I said, you can't put all the blame on the refs. We still had so many opportunities. We didn't have to fumble, and also our defense, even after that play, didn't have to give up a touchdown. So it was just all of it accumulated, which gave to the outcome of that 55. Goddamn, it's crazy to even say out loud. 55-23 loss. With that being said, though, this season was the greatest season of my life. I am 29, born in 95. I've never seen us this good. I've never seen us in an NFC championship game. Um, I've never seen us win a divisional round game. I've never seen us with a quarterback like this good of a quarterback, even though he's a rookie. I've never been so optimistic and so much looking forward to this team in my life. It was so many memorable moments. The most memorable moments, obviously, is the Hail Mary. I was at that game with my family, man, and we had a blast. Um, it was a good atmosphere. Even though it was a lot of Bears fans there, it was still a really good atmosphere. And I was right in front of some heckling Bears fans, and just to see that Hail Mary go through, and Noah Brown catch it and look back and look at them fans, man, and see them like just jaw dropped, and then seconds later looking back again and they disappeared, they gone, they skedaddled out of there. That's something that's gonna live with me forever, man. I'm gonna tell my kids about that day. But we had so many memorable moments. The Falcons game, Jaden Daniels driving us down the field in overtime to get the dub. Marcus Mariota lifting them up off the ground, giving them words of wisdom to keep them going. He rushed for like 120, 130 yards that game, bro. Like, he was going crazy. The second Eagles game when JD5 had 5 touchdowns, the game winning drive. So that was a very, very memorable game. What else? What's another memorable game? Even the Saints game, that was a heart attack game. When the ref stopped the clock and gave them another chance to score a touchdown. Luckily, it didn't matter because if they kicked the field goal, I was gonna say luckily they didn't kick a field goal because that would have tied it. I think we still would have won it overtime. But I'm glad they went for 2 and they didn't get it because that gave us the dub. But it didn't even have to come to that. It didn't even have to come to the refs stopping the clock. We should have. That's just what the season has become. Cardiac Commanders. That's what we are known for this 2024 season. But even the Cowboys game was memorable. Even though we didn't win, it was such a memorable game. Seeing Terry McLaurin run and Jaden Daniels throw that ball right in the window of, and Terry McLaurin catching it, running it downfield. I remember watching that game going crazy. It was just so many memorable moments this season. And it will definitely be one of those seasons that's gonna live on forever in my mind, and I'm gonna tell my kids about, and we're gonna talk about this forever. But I just want to say, like, this season was a major success. It was a major success. Second year for the owners, really the first year with them, because the first year they were, they buy the team, they just letting everything unfold, see what change they need to make for next season. So we got the new owner group, brand new coach, brand new quarterback, brand new GM. We got the approval to start building a new stadium back in DC. Even today and yesterday, they're talking about making changes to the uniform. It's been rumored that it's going to resemble the old school uniform again. Like, I couldn't ask for much more than what we, like, literally coming into the season. If you would have said all this will come into fruition, you would have thought somebody was lying. Like, we have been spoiled this season. We really have, bruh. Because we don't know what the future holds. We don't know if we're ever going to get back to the NFC Championship again. We assume we will. We hope so, given the type of talent that we have at quarterback. But we really need to, in my mind, appreciate what we have done this season. Because you never know what the future holds. Just appreciate it. Everything that I just named off, we just need to appreciate it, sit back, and be like, okay, this is great. I know it hurts. It hurt all week losing to the Eagles at that and then getting blown out. But then once time goes on, we start to put things into perspective, we will really sit back and realize that this season was a blessing. And going forward, we really have some major hope. And it's crazy to think about, because if we don't get to the Super Bowl next year, it's going to be a disappointment of a season. And it's crazy to even say that out of my mind. Okay, going into the 2025 season, if the Commanders don't make the Super Bowl, it's going to be a disappointment. Like, I've never been able to utter that out of my mouth coming in to a season for the Commanders. So it's been a blessing, man. It really has. And I'm glad to be a part of it at this moment. But yeah, man, that's all I got for y'all for today. Please like, subscribe, and comment. I'm gonna be posting some videos soon for y'all. I'm gonna go over what players we should keep, what players we should let go, some free agents that we looking at, some of the draft prospects that's coming out. I'm gonna try to get some videos out to y'all. I got a list of running backs in the draft that I really, really want. This is a deep running back draft, of course, and I think we can get some really good ones late in the rounds. Some really solid, speedy backs to pair with I was about to say B-John, to pair with B-Rob. And I think we can get a pretty solid young tackle, and maybe even a tight end out of this draft. But I think defensively, we're going to get a bulk of our new defensive players from free agent. Not to say we're not going to draft any defensive players. I'm not saying that, but I think we're going to get a free agent cornerback and probably draft a cornerback. And I think we're going to probably get a edge player in free agent. Probably draft the edge player in free agency. So, like I said, be on the lookout for those videos. I got some of those coming out for y'all in the near future. And again, thank you for even looking at this video, even clicking on it. Even if you clicked away, appreciate you for even clicking on it. Again, please like, subscribe, and comment, and y'all enjoy the rest of y'all night. Peace out.